Hi guys. Give me 500,000 seconds and I'll be ready. um we do have a really interesting live, or I have an interesting live for you today. It's one I could probably go deeper on than even what I have. So I'm pretty excited for it. Hello. So tonight's topic are mangroves. I can't see whoever you are. That's Carol. I don't know what's going on, but I can't see you. Hey, Jake. How are you? I'm sort of buying some time. Hopefully my moderator shows up. Okay. So tonight should be an interesting live. I'm good now that the weekend is here and I can get stuff done. Weekends feel like they fly by for some reason. I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to start. Hopefully predecessor gets here. The thumbnail might be a bit confusing, but I promise you it will make sense. So today we are talking about mangrove swamps and how they're essential for wildlife. Yes, most of it, unfortunately, is channel related. There are 54 true mangroves, but depending upon the sites, some claim there are as many as 80 species of mangrove. So before we get into the actual mangrove swamp forest habitat, we need to know exactly what a mangrove is. Hey, predecessor. And the roles that they maybe play in the environment. But first, let's just talk about it. So, in case you don't know, this is what a mangrove is. So they are a tree or a shrub that basically grows along the coastline of tropical and subtropical coast. They may or may not be related to each other, but they all share some basic adaptations. One is they all have some way of dealing with salt. They all have some way of keeping the trunk out of the water. And they all have some extra way of taking in oxygen. All very important things. So some mangroves leaves are adapted to basically take in salt and then release it. Others are adapted to basically we're going to talk about that, Carol, I promise. Some of them actively get rid of salt in their system. Some of them actually exclude salt from even getting into their systems. So mangroves grow in conditions that would basically kill other plants. And depending upon where you live, you may have mangroves maybe pretty close. I apologize in advance. And they are very, very, very important for many different reasons, some of which we will get into tonight. I am not an artist, so my mangroves are deficient in many different ways. Okay. So, hopefully you don't make fun of my drawings, but if you do, that's okay. Mangroves are adapted to deal with conditions that they live in. Any other plants would basically die. They would not be able to withstand having to deal with some of the stuff that mangroves deal with. And they live so close to the ocean that they have to deal with being flooded by the tide at least twice a day. Now, one of the ways that they do this is they have really thick, really thick leaves, and that allows them to store water so that they can sort of dilute the salts within them. And when those leaves die, they actually take the salts with them. Another thing that happens, as you know, if photosynthesis happens within the leaves, but they need oxygen. So what do you do if your roots are submerged in salt water? You have, and I am going to mess this up. I know I am. They have basically the plant equivalent of snorkels. I'm probably going to have to bring up YouTube. So the problem is, as I've already mentioned, when the tide comes in, it floods the mangroves. And that poses a huge problem. I'm trying to do two different things at once. So the roots are able to absorb oxygen even though they're completely submerged. They have these snorkels that I mentioned. These guys are called nomatophores. I totally got that wrong. Let me see if I can do this and do this right. But basically, these things have an organ on them that allows them to basically, oh, why? Give me a second. I'm going to try. And when I say try, I mean really, really try. If you have any questions as I'm doing this, please ask. I will do my best to answer them. Anybody have anything exciting going on this weekend? Okay, so I have, that's true. Same. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to type in the name for these things into live. Let's see if I can do this. Come on. Okay, so the first word is nomatophores. And that's basically what the little weird things are. And then on them, there are these lenticels. And they allow oxygen to enter the system, and then the roots send that up to the rest of the plant. But what's cool is that some of these guys, the lenticels, by the way, have a substance that repels the water. So they keep water from flooding the roots. Because if that happens, the trees would die. Some of these pneumatophores, these snorkels, can reach 10 feet into the air. But on average, they range 8 to 20 inches. Now, very, very important part of these trees is that they have these big roots. And they have different names. Some of them call them knee roots. So they're vertical and then they drop down. These guys, whatever name they're given, they provide stability for the trees. Some of these guys can radiate out about 33 feet from the trunk. Yeah, 10 feet, predecessor. I don't know if that's just some trees or all of them. Oftentimes, these specially adapted roots are what keep the trunk out of the water. Again, very important because you wouldn't want it to rot. Now, they're also unique in another way, and that is when these guys go into flower, and they do flower, the minute that the flower is fertilized, pollinated, whatever word you want to call it, the seed begins to germinate. That means it starts to produce roots and leaves. So it will hang out in the tree for a little bit, and then when it drops down, it has a head start. And they will float around for a while in the ocean, hopefully to get away from the parent plants. And in that time, they will also begin to fill up with water. And that causes them to sink. And once they sink into the substrate, they begin to take root. We have something happening, though. Hello, whoever just came in. The plants also will, the plants are spreading. As the ocean warms up, as the earth warms up, these seeds are able to travel, and they're popping up in other places that we didn't used to have mangroves in. Okay. Now, we talked about the main purpose for this is talking about how these guys are a habitat for wildlife. Again, you can see my artwork. So the habitat becomes this mass of roots and the pneumatophores. Right. But not necessarily, they do, but they can also become an issue, I can imagine. If you lined up all of the mangroves that are growing on the earth, you would get an area the size of 77,000 miles of nothing but mangroves. Now, those roots that I mentioned, you can sort of see they're all intermingled. These guys provide a place for animals that don't normally have a place to live, giving them a place to live, such as sponges and sea squirts, mussels, clams, oysters, whatever might be out there that could settle on a hard surface, they provide it. They not only provide a place for living things to attach to, but the leaves are also good for animals like caterpillars or butterflies, moths, as well as other animals that might eat the leaves. And then once they die, there are other organisms there that provide the ability to break these leaves down and put them back into the ecosystem. Now, they also provide homes for other animals, such as the pygmy. Tunicate is a sea squirt. It's a simple, semi-simple animal that is a filter feeder. So they take in water and then throw it out. They take it in, filter it through. My kooky drawings again. They look a little bit like that. They take in the water, they filter it, remove the edible parts, and then they squirt the water out. There are animals that actually live on and in the mangrove forest. One of those animals is a pygmy three-toed sloth, and they're adapted to feed on the mangroves. Another animal is a mangrove hummingbird that exclusively feeds on the Pacific mangrove. Now, this is a mangrove that, of course, lives in either South America or Central America, and they feed on the nectar from these flowers, as well as pollinate it. Now, this tangle of roots does something else. It provides a nursery for fish, crabs, and also shrimp. So the rainbow parrotfish, the Goliath grouper, and lemon sharks are just some of the fish who use the mangroves to lay their eggs, and the babies, the fry, live amongst getting food. You might have turtles coming in, but the turtles need the beach. They need an open beach. Hello, Tome Reader. Welcome to live. If it's your first time, feel free to chat. Subscribe if you're not, and give it a like. And if I forgot that you've been here before, I do apologize. We are talking about mangrove forest tonight. See where I left off. So yeah, they live, all of these fish and other organisms live among these roots, feeding on each other, feeding on other organisms that might be in the water. If we lost 1 square mile of mangrove forest, we would, as a result, because there's always consequences, right? We would lose 275,000 pounds of fish. So, yes, they can. Lemon sharks are not, they're a big shark, but they're not like a huge shark. Now, another really, really cool thing about mangrove forest is that they actually take the impact of waves, and not just waves. When we have hurricanes, when there's tsunamis, they act as a buffer for the land. So, pretty cool thing there. They also trap sediments, which is a good thing, because they help reduce beach erosion, and they also help to purify the water. They don't filter it, But what they do is their roots and the pneumatophores, they help to trap the dirt or the sand or whatever it is that's out there. By trapping this material and allowing it to go to the bottom, this is good for coral reefs as well as seagrass beds, which is good for turtles and good for the animals that live in the reef. We are winding down a little bit on our live. You might be wondering at this point, what do the tiger and the why the tiger and the proboscis monkey were doing in the yeah, my brain is gone, in the thumbnail. And very, very easy. It's because they live within the mangroves. But other organisms include the mangrove crab that is found here in the United States. In India and Bangladesh, there are tigers who, yes and no, because they don't actually take in the dirt and the sand. It comes in. So think of it like this. I'm going to erase part of my think of it like this. You have the roots, right? And the pneumatophores. As the water comes in from the ocean, all of that stuff, that sand and the dirt that comes in with it, hits the mangroves, and the particulate matter falls to the bottom. So in a way, yes, it filters it, but it's not like a clam would or the sea squirt would. So these, I lost my place again. So these tigers that live in this intertidal area, they actually have, I don't know if it's because their habitat is gone, like it, the original habitat is gone, and so they need to be able to find different prey. But they are known to seek out a certain two-legged food source. As the sea waters rise, it puts tigers and man into more of a conflict. Also in Asia, there are bats who make it a point of flying 31 miles just to drink the nectar from these mangroves. And by the way, while they're drinking the mangrove nectar, they are also pollinating the flowers. Another animal that lives within the mangroves is this guy right here, the proboscis monkey. Now, they do eat other foods, but one of the foods that they do eat, if conditions are sort of bad or scarce, they will feed on the leaves and the fruits of the mangroves. Now, in case you're wondering, Yes, in some places there are even crocodilians that live amongst the mangroves. Everything from caimans to crocodiles and even alligators. Now, by the way, mangroves will grow in salt water. They will also grow in brackish water. So brackish water and salt water both. Brackish water being water that is a mix of fresh water as well as salt water. So these guys are important. They're important not only for us because they help to break waves up, they help to absorb the impact from some of these larger waves. They act as a buffer during hurricanes and cyclones. They also provide homes for lots of different animals. And we've only talked about some of them. Thank you, predecessor. I'm a little I don't understand. Again, we are very short on people. I swear I did not change anything. So, questions? Hello, whoever just came in. You want? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't changed any settings. Oh, they left. Maybe. But if you're here and you just want to chat, this is sort of the time that we can do that. So, Jake, if you're here, Tome Reader, if you're here, usually what I do is I will talk the entire time. But kind of once the topic itself is done, then we can sort of shoot the breeze. I don't know. Michael, I don't know what to say to that. She has a full beard. Well, maybe not a full beard, but a full mustache. Just asking. Well, since I don't know your aunt, I won't speculate. But that is mangrove forest. Well, luckily, I don't have to worry about that. At all. Okay, so tomorrow's live is How Are Zoos Saving Endangered Species? Okay, I will take the like regardless. Tuesday's live is Rainforest 101. And then Friday's live will be Trivia Night. And then Saturday's live is going to be, that following Saturday is going to be conservation success stories. No, next Friday, the 16th. Next Friday. I do it every once in a blue moon. Just to break things up. I will be doing at some point bushmeat. I was able to dig up a bunch of information on it. That's Michael, no. I was going to do a live. I was going to do a video on it, but it was too graphic. Carol, we're not doing that type of trivia. Thank you, my dear. I don't understand. I am not. Oh, wait, that's not. Yeah, okay. I want to make sure before I. Yeah. Thank you, Carol. Predecessor? Michael, I'm not going to explain that one, but you can't be talking about what was happening with Air Force Amy, or whatever her name was. Not allowed in my live. Michael, we are not discussing that in my live. At all. Thank you. Next time it could be more than just a timeout. So that is what is coming up in lives. You're free to come in, but sometimes this live is a mixed audience, and that's not happening in here. You don't want to get reported, so yeah. And adults who don't know what that word means, so. And that don't want to know what that word means. So, is there anything that you would like. No, no, we don't want to do that. We want you to feel welcome in here, but we want you to clean up the words that you're using. That's all. If there is a topic for a live, it's more than just being Christian. I have to follow rules on YouTube, and that was breaking rules in YouTube. So can't have that. I mean, I'm Christian, but that's a part of it. But you know, I gotta keep things safe. If you have a topic that you would like to talk about, it needs to be, for those of you that are new to the channel, it has to be nature-ish, meaning animals or plants, whatever you think you would like to maybe talk about. We will talk about it at a later date. As Carol knows, lilacs we can talk about, but that would probably not be a full live. It would probably be a video. I know I do this all the time to you guys. Well, there will be videos going up and maybe some bonus videos from time to time. But for the most part, I gotta get it together. Explain yourself, Michael. Exactly how do I need to get it together? No, there are videos. In fact, there are... Well, I can't look exactly. Thank you, predecessor. I forgot to ask. I usually do. Let's see. How many videos do I have? Any idea, Carol, how many videos there are on the main channel? Over 100, easily. I guess what I need to do is... Yeah, I'm not going to be able to look right now, Michael, but it's... And then the other channel, I don't know if I'm over 100 yet or not, but I don't think so. No, lilacs is great. I can work it in. There are probably over 200, Michael. I don't know the exact amounts. There are 1.3 thousand videos on the main channel. I don't think he's being negative. I wouldn't take that as being negative. No, I don't think so. She doesn't hate you. I promise. Nobody in here hates you. Thank you for retracting. I know there's a whole entire list. No. Nope. I guarantee you she didn't. No. Michael? Michael? Listen. Michael. It is not a free and open place. There are rules that you have to follow. Carol. Minutes. Please. Hold on. Predecessor, I'm not having it. There will not be personal attacks. You're fine. But I'm not having it. He is out of line. If he comes back in after that minute and he hasn't cleared it up with me and you, then the next step is, it hasn't been bad enough that I don't feel we need to report, but he might get more than he bargained for. You know, I really don't want people coming into lives feeling like they're being attacked. But what he talked about at the beginning, uncalled for, and then this. No, you got silenced because you weren't listening. Predecessor said hi to you the minute you entered live. No, that's called protecting my subscribers. Yeah, I know she did it. I told her to do it. When you come into my lives, there are rules. So did predecessor. I am not going to scroll through to find it. But when you come into my live, one, and the problem is, it was there. And if I had kids in here, they would have seen it. And I've worked really hard on my channel to get to where I'm at. My channel is a safe place. When you start attacking people, and I don't mean that you were attacking. I don't want to go that route, but predecessor was not hating on you. And I might sound like I'm a little bit overbearing and angry. I'm not. I'm just letting you know why you were silenced for a minute. Michael, she did not. And if it keeps going like you are, it will be a 24-hour timeout. You heard me, Carol? My lives are a safe place for everybody under the sun. And that includes everybody. As long as they follow guidelines. So anyway, as I was saying, lives, I can adjust lives a little bit here and there. Yeah, I am. Tall enough. Tall enough. Hello, everybody. I see we have supposedly 6 people in. Just want to say hi. Predecessor, I don't know about that. Oh, yeah, I might be. I don't know. I haven't measured myself lately. Michael, why are we laughing? Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Michael, that's great. But if you're making fun of somebody, because I'm only 5 foot, not happening. I'm curious on the height thing. Yeah, I would think so. Well, yeah, because 5 foot and you add 12 inches onto it, yeah, that's 6 feet. I I don't get it. Hello, whoever just came in. Could have just said 6 foot. Not getting technical, just being precise. Michael, you probably don't want to find out. So let's not, we're not talking about, we're not discussing that in here. We're not. Um, yeah, that that alone kind of threatening could get you in trouble on YouTube. Just saying. Mm, Michael, drop it now. There are way too many people in this world capable of stalking you just from mentioning what state you're in. I get it if you're a kid and you don't want to say. I get it. But not needed. Exactly. Carol, um, message me, please. Carol, please message me. Now. Predecessor. Predecessor, are you still here? Please message me. Or please don't leave. I really hope he comes in tomorrow. Because if he starts in on Predecessor tomorrow, I hope Predecessor is here and she's listening. If he comes in tomorrow and starts, immediately report him for harassment. Immediately. I don't even care. And Carol, did you hear me? I can afford to lose one subscriber, but I am not going to have, I'm not putting up with that. Totally uncalled for. That's fine. I was going to go a half hour, but I mean, what's done is done. It's okay. It's okay. I did say 24 hours. I want to give her enough time to get back. Because if he was leaving, Michael, nobody was being hostile to you. But you can't be hostile either. Carol, I don't know if hiding him was the right thing to do. No. Carol, when you hide somebody, you hide the entire channel. So even if he wanted to come in, he can't come in. No. When you hide somebody, you hide the channel from him. I wanted a 24-hour block. And yes, I did want him reported, but I didn't say anything about hiding him. Because I know, I don't know either. But I'm not going to undo it. Just because. Predecessor, your thoughts. I mean, no, 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 no. I don't want you to undo it. Unless predecessor, I'm going to leave it up to predecessor. I know it's a lot to put on you. But basically, what's been done is he's been, I believe, reported for harassment. Right, Carol? I understand that. I understand that. Okay. So you got him reported as on harassment, and then she hid the channel from him. So basically, let me explain that so you understand what's been done. No, I can predecessor. I am right there with you. And if you feel that he needs to stay gone, then he can stay gone. No. I was hoping the 24-hour block would work, and he still came back. Carol gave him he received basically a 24-hour block, and he came back in. Tell me about it. At this point, that he cannot see the channel. at all. Basically, it's like what we did to the guy that was coming in and harassing me. Same thing. And I'm fine with that. Last thing I want is chasing somebody away. That's not happening. So I'm fine with it. One person, not a problem. We have somebody else in live. I don't know who it is because I can't see him. But I'm he wasn't, I don't think he was in long. Yeah. Carol, I really, yeah, me too. Um, Thank you, Carol. Um, and it's not that I'm against hiding people. Oh, they do. They do. And I got the feeling that's what was going on because yeah. No, I don't. You know I don't. I just want to make sure that we're never mind. It's better to it's it's better to not put up with it. I don't want issues, so no. No, Carol, don't feel you don't have to defend it. I'm not asking you to do that. Definitely do not have to do that. I absolutely, yeah. I wish that I didn't have the rules that I have for YouTube. Has it dried up any? I bet. Still raining? No, but it's not the rules that are bad. Because the rules that are in place on YouTube are set to protect people. But this is one time where it's like, Hassan, hello. Welcome to live. Predecessor, on behalf of the channel, I apologize. Agreed. I know I didn't do it, but it happened in my live. And not gonna put up with it. I felt bad. I had mixed feelings when I had to do it to somebody else. But you know what, though? It took me two chats, two different lives to report the other guy. Hassan, don't. Is that still in the comments? I thought we got rid of that. Michael, I don't see. We have a Michael in chat. Carol. Oh, I don't know. We need to find that comment. If Hassan is seeing it, whoa. Yeah, but if it's deleted, oh, you're welcome, predecessor. I try. Oh, no way. Um, let's see if I can do this. Hang on, everybody. Um, I'm going to try something that I don't know. So, I don't understand why that stuff was able to get through. But predecessor, yeah, I don't understand how that got through. It shouldn't have. But it won't anymore. It's been blocked. So again, I apologize. Let's hope tomorrow's live is a better live. We hope. Do I need to address this tomorrow with everybody? No, it doesn't. I don't know why when I thought I had it marked, because when Carol, remember the other night? No. Remember how can't think of the kid's name. Our kid from Mexico. When he would spam the emojis and it would block him. It should have done that. And I don't understand why it came through. Predecessor. There have been twice now that me and Carol we communicate on Facebook during live. Yes, Roberto. We communicate via Facebook during live. So there's some behind the scenes stuff that you don't see. Not bad stuff, but just stuff that we don't want naysayers to see. And there's been twice now that me and Carol have wanted to communicate with you to make sure that you were okay. And it's bad because technically I'm not supposed to. And it might be a little bit weird. But after this, when you said you were going to go, and I was like, no. Anyway, guys, thank you for coming in. I'm sorry. It was a really good live, but I'm sorry it took a nosedive. Carol, I will be calling you after live. Me too. But I don't think there's any safe way to do that, because you're not supposed to give out identifying information. So giving out phone numbers on YouTube is a no-no. I understand that. The rule is there for safety reasons because but we have been on for an hour and 40 minutes. Oh man. But we are going to end live before it gets any more crazy. I will talk to you guys Saturday, hopefully. Stay well. Stay calm. Thank you again, Carol. And talk to you guys later. Remember to always keep learning and never give up on yourselves. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.